what exactly do you have there in your hand, Emily? I couldn't help but notice. Looks a little too indulgent for someone who just had lunch. Oh, it's just a cinnamon roll. Brandon picked it up from that bakery down the street on his way back home. I mean, it looked too good to pass up, you know? Would you like a piece? It's warm, fresh out of the oven, and smells heavenly. Oh, I know what a cinnamon roll is. You don't have to explain that part. The question is, how can you be eating that so soon after lunch? You couldn't possibly be hungry again, could you? Well, you know how it is. I mean, for me, I feel like I have different spaces for meals and snacks. I just have this separate magical snack compartment that somehow always has room. It doesn't make sense, I know, but it's kind of my guilty pleasure. That sort of mentality might work when you're 20 and can eat whatever you want without consequences, but you're getting closer to 36 now, honey. Things change as you get older. And let's face it, it's not as easy to keep up with your health if you indulge in these things without a second thought. Oh, I completely get that, Margaret. Believe me, I'm keeping tabs on my health. I mean, I don't just eat these things every day. And, you know, it's a treat here and there. I actually think I do a pretty good job balancing things out. Keeping tabs, huh? I see you're saying that while holding a giant sugary pastry. I'm not sure those two things quite go hand in hand, you know? I mean, I can practically see the sugar settling into your system, adding up over time. You may not feel it now, but trust me, it's bound to catch up with you eventually. Oh, come on, Margaret. I really doubt a cinnamon roll here and there is going to be the end of me. I mean, can you imagine if people ended up at the doctor's just because they treated themselves during the winter season? We'd have lines out the door at every hospital. Well, aren't you just the eternal optimist? I've noticed that you aren't much of an exercise enthusiast, though, are you? If you're going to indulge like this, at least counteract it with some physical activity. But no, you seem to think lounging around is the way to go. You need to put in some effort. I hate to say it, but how long do you really think your body will put up with that? Actually, Margaret, I do a ton of walking at work. Like over 15,000 steps a day. Sometimes even closer to 20,000 if it's a busy day. By the time I get home, I can barely move. I've realized that I actually need to rest up in order to get through the next workday. Plus, I make sure to get my health checkups regularly. I'm on top of it. Checkups are great, sure, but what good is it if you don't actually take measures to stay fit? Just look at me. I'm not exactly a spring chicken anymore, but I'm not skipping my workouts. I've made it a point to go hiking every weekend. In fact, I've been doing it so much that I need to find steeper trails because the usual ones just aren't challenging enough for me anymore. Oh, wow. That's really impressive. I mean, hiking every weekend takes a lot of dedication. You know, last week I even signed up for a gym membership. The trainers there couldn't believe it. They kept saying it's rare to see someone my age staying in this kind of shape. They were practically applauding me, saying I was doing something remarkable at this stage of life. Wow, that's really something, Margaret. I mean, even young people find it tough to stick to a gym routine, let alone anyone with a full schedule. It takes a lot of dedication and commitment to do that regularly. Exactly. That's why I think you need to get on board. If I can do it, then you certainly can. I mean, you're younger, and it would only get harder as you get older. But, Margaret, you have the luxury of time at home to fit in all that exercise. I'm on my feet all day at work. I get back home exhausted and barely have the energy to do anything, let alone hit the gym. I'm afraid I'd burn out if I added even more exercise to my routine. Well, from where I'm standing, it looks like your belly has grown since last month. Really? But my weight hasn't changed at all. I mean, it's the same as last time I checked. Numbers don't matter much when you get to your age. It's more about how you look. The scale can't tell you the whole story. It's all about what I call the mirror test. You don't want to wait until it's too late. Why don't you come with me for a hike this weekend? A hike? Yes, why not? You're not doing anything else on the weekends, right? It's the perfect time to get some fresh air and move around a bit. I mean, I don't usually have anything planned, but I really need that time to unwind. If I don't take the weekends to relax, my work suffers. I'd be more productive if I could just rest. What's so hard about it? You've got 5 whole weekdays for work. Exercising for a couple of days over the weekend won't kill you. In fact, it'll probably do wonders for your productivity. It's not just the physical side of things, Margaret. My mind needs a break too. That's why I take it easy. I need that downtime to recharge mentally as well. Even better! Nature has this incredible way of clearing your mind. I always feel refreshed after breathing in that crisp mountain air. Trust me, you won't know how great it feels until you try it. I mean, hiking sounds fine, but… Starting this weekend, consider it settled. We're hitting the trails together. No, Margaret, I really don't think so. To be honest, I'd much rather spend my weekend curled up at home. You know, watching a good movie, catching up on a novel, and just getting some much-needed sleep. That's what weekends are all about for me. Lazy, lazy, lazy. It's like you're addicted to doing nothing. I can't believe you'd be content to let yourself go like this. And in front of Brandon, no less. How can you let him see you like that? All unkempt and without a care in the world. Brandon is such a good man. You're really taking advantage of him. I'll tell you what. You're going to be at my house, dressed in hiking gear, at 6 o'clock sharp on Saturday morning. Bring something healthy to eat at the top, and put on a bit of makeup, too. Margaret, are you serious? I can't make it there by 7, especially if I have to pack food and get all done up. I'd have to get up before the sun even rises. You can manage. Less complaining, more doing. Honestly, Margaret, I need to rest. If I don't get that downtime, I'm going to end up feeling sick. I get the idea of staying healthy, but pushing myself too hard on the weekends would probably do the opposite. I'd be worse off, not better. Hiking is always beneficial. It's impossible for it to make you feel worse. Trust me, it's exactly what you need. Margaret. Wait, what? Hiking? Did Mom really suggest that you go hiking with her? Yeah, she's serious about it too. You need to talk to her. I mean, do you know how important weekends are for people like me who work all week? I only get 2 days to rest, and now I'm supposed to give them up for your mom? I'm constantly working overtime. You know how exhausting that is for me. I get that. But didn't you also mention that you were thinking about getting more exercise? You were saying how it'd be nice to work on your health a little. Yes, I did say that. But I was thinking more along the lines of a yoga class or maybe some solo cardio. Not this obligation of doing some kind of family bonding workout. I never meant I wanted to go hiking with your mom. That's not exactly my idea of exercise. So why didn't you just tell her no? Oh, I did. But she's so insistent. And honestly, there's only so much I can say before it starts feeling like I'm crossing a line. I mean, if it were my mom making these suggestions, I would have shut it down right away. But with your mom, it's complicated. There's this pressure to be polite and respectful, even when I'm really not interested. I see your point. So, what do we do now? What do you mean? You're going to step in and have a chat with her, obviously. And you think that'll make a difference? You know how my mom is. I just need you to back me up. All I'm asking is that you let her know she's pushing it a little too far. And if you don't, I swear I'm going to drag you up that mountain with me. Seriously, you could use the exercise even more than I could. Are you kidding? No way. I'm not built for that. I've already passed my expiration date for heavy physical activity. Now that I think about it, it's kind of funny. Your mom goes on about my weight, but I'm pretty sure you're the one who should be under her magnifying glass. She's always preaching about health, but look at you. How did she let you get so out of shape? Hey, that's not fair. I'm just saying. Look, you're going to talk to her, right? I mean it. I'm not giving up my weekends. I need that time to recharge, and I don't care what it takes. Fine. I'll talk to her. I'll try to be nice about it and see if I can get her to back off a little. Good. I really don't want to have to spend my weekend slogging up a mountain when I could be sleeping in for once. I get it. I'll see what I can do. Margaret, I'm here! Well, look who decided to show up. I thought you were the busy one who can't spare a moment over the weekend. What do you mean? I mean, you're always so caught up in your precious personal time on weekends that you don't even have time to take care of yourself. So I'm just wondering what brought you all the way over here today. Oh, well, I actually made some pot roast and thought you and George might enjoy it. I wanted to bring some over for you both to have together. So you've got time to cook pot roast and bring it all the way here, but not enough time to work on staying healthy. You're always doing things that will only ruin your health in the long run. Margaret, please don't be too harsh. I get plenty of activity at work. Believe me. I think I even dropped a pound or two since last week with all the walking I've been doing. Is that what you call losing weight? Probably just because you weighed yourself on an empty stomach. And don't you know that red meat like this isn't good for you if you have it too often? I'd hope you're not feeding Brandon too much of it. I've noticed he's put on some weight lately. He wasn't this heavy before you two got married. Well, I did mention to him that he should cut back on the late-night snacks, but, you know, that's one of his little indulgences. It makes him happy. And you're just letting him! I'll remind him to take it easy. But honestly, I can only say so much. He works hard and deserves a treat now and then. But I'll make sure he's mindful about it, okay? Oh, are you heading out for a hike right now? Of course! Unlike some people, I'm not one to let my body go to waste. I'd feel uncomfortable if I didn't exercise. It's practically a necessity for me. Right. Just leave that pot roast on the counter. It's cold enough that you don't need to worry about putting it in the fridge right away. The weather will keep it just fine. Sure thing, Margaret. Enjoy your hike. By the way, I've been meaning to ask, are you having trouble conceiving? What? I mean, you two got married a few years ago now, back when you were in your late 20s. So why haven't you had kids yet? Are you having some kind of issue? No, that's not it. Then why haven't you gotten pregnant yet? Margaret, you're doing so well taking care of yourself, and you've got plenty of years ahead. What's the rush? You'll have grandchildren soon enough, so don't worry. Just make sure you do. If you don't end up having children, I'll know it's because you weren't taking care of yourself properly. Got it. Anyway, I think George is here, right? I should go say hi. Take care on your hike, Margaret. That girl. Hey, Nicole? Hey, what are you up to? Oh, just heading home from work. Another long day, you know. I hear you. So, how's married life treating you? Are you surviving? Well, I guess you could say I'm surviving. But honestly, not being married seems like the better option most days. You know how you love your freedom? If I were you, I'd steer clear of marriage. I don't think you'd last a week. Probably right about that. But you've got to make it work. Brandon seems like a great guy, though. He is, and I love him. But sometimes he's almost too laid back. It's like, even when his mom's constantly nagging me about the smallest things, he just stands there and does nothing. I mean, it's as if he thinks it's all my problem to deal with. When I finally push him to say something, he'll do it. But it's always half-hearted. Wait, what? Margaret's actually giving you a hard time? Oh, you have no idea. She's been on my case about not taking care of myself and insists that I start working out more. She even suggested hiking together every weekend. I told her I wasn't interested, but she just keeps pushing and nitpicking every chance she gets. Hiking? Really? You're on your feet all day at work. Exactly! I told her that too, that my job keeps me moving constantly. I need my weekends to rest, not more exercise. But it's like she didn't even hear me. She expects me to show up at her place by 6 a.m. on Saturdays with lunch packed and full makeup on. Oh my God. No way. That's over the top. I know, right? And that's not all. She wants to plan something for Sundays too. Honestly, at this rate, I'm going to need a vacation from my weekends. This is exactly why marriage and I wouldn't mix. Just hearing about it is stressing me out. Right? But enough about me. I've been going on and on. What's up with you? Why'd you call? Well, I had a bit of an accident. What? What kind of accident? I got into a car accident. I fractured my leg, so I'm in the hospital. What? Are you serious? Why didn't you call me sooner? I didn't want to bother you. I know you've got enough going on, and I didn't want to add to your stress. Seriously, Nicole? Are you okay? I mean, is it just your leg? Are you sure you're not downplaying it? Yeah, it's just my leg, I swear. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, though. I didn't have time to grab anything before I was admitted, so I could use some help getting a few essentials. Would you mind bringing some stuff over? Of course! I'll be there as soon as I can. Just tell me where you are. Thank you, Emily. I'll text you the hospital address. Please do. I'm coming right over. You're the best. I really appreciate it. No problem. Hang in there, Nicole. I'll be there soon. Hello? Emily, where on earth are you right now? Oh, hi, Margaret. Is everything okay? I'm actually visiting Nicole at the hospital. Is there something urgent? Visiting Nicole? Today of all days? So you knew I was taking the day off from my usual workout routine, and instead of stopping by to help out or spend time here, you chose today to go to the hospital. You only went so you wouldn't have to come over and see me. No, it's not like that at all, Margaret. I didn't plan it that way, believe me. I just wanted to check on my sister. Oh, sure. So you're telling me it's just a coincidence. What am I supposed to think? You planned this just to avoid spending time with me. But fine, let's change the subject. How is Nicole anyway? Where did she hurt herself? Well, she fractured her leg. She's got a cast on, but thankfully it's nothing too severe. I just wanted to be here for her since she's stuck at the hospital. A fractured leg? So no other major injuries. And yet you're making it a regular thing to check on her. You won't even consider going hiking with me, but for this you're ready to run to her side every single day. Are we really back to the hiking thing again? You act like there's some ghost haunting you because I won't go hiking. So you can go to some germ-infested hospital without a second thought, but hiking in the fresh air with me? That's out of the question. Margaret, why are you so worked up about this? I'm worked up because you're constantly doing things that are bad for your health. What good is it to eat healthy at home if you're just going to go outside and pick up viruses everywhere? And that sister of yours, Nicole, she's no better. What are you even talking about? She's still single, isn't she? It's no wonder she keeps getting into accidents. If she had someone, maybe she'd be a bit more stable. Things like this wouldn't keep happening. Besides, if she were married, you wouldn't have to run around taking care of her all the time. It's just plain inconvenient. Margaret, no matter what you think, that's really hurtful. I came here because my sister had a car accident. I'm trying to be here for her, and you're making it sound like this is somehow her fault for not being married. Oh, so you're saying I'm the one being unreasonable. You're uncomfortable hearing what I have to say. Well, I'm uncomfortable watching you let yourself go. How is it that someone your age weighs more than I do? It's downright embarrassing, Emily. Are we seriously doing this again? Doing what? You need to hear this. You should be concerned about your health every single day. You're young now, but that won't last forever. Here I am, your mother-in-law, going out of my way to encourage you to stay fit, and I don't even get a thank you. It's all attitude and excuses. Margaret, look, I know you mean well, but I think I can handle my own health. I'm not letting myself go, no matter what you think. I've got it under control. You? Taking care of yourself? That's a good one. If you call this taking care of yourself, then I guess I should start entering beauty pageants. Well, I guess all the beauty queens must have retired by now if you're winning. Excuse me. Where are you exactly? Which hospital is it? I'll come down there myself to talk some sense into you. Honestly, Margaret, I really wouldn't want you to catch any of those germs you keep talking about. I'm already here taking care of Nicole, and I don't have the time or energy to worry about you getting sick too. Maybe you should just stay home and relax, okay? Did you just… Emily! Was that Margaret? Yeah, it was. Sounds like she's upset. Oh, she's more than upset. She's furious. She's actually getting worse, I swear. I don't know if people just lose all reason as they get older, or if it's just her. No, definitely not everyone. There are plenty of older folks who become wiser, calmer, and even more understanding as they age. Maybe I just drew the short straw. So, here you are. Margaret? What a surprise. What brings you here to our place? After you hung up on me like that, did you really think I'd just stay home and let it go? Absolutely not. I had to come over. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. You just… well, you said some things that crossed a line, and I reacted. I shouldn't have, but it just happened. I can't believe it. Here I am, listening to nonsense from someone half my age. Anyway, enough talking. Go get yourself cleaned up. What? You want me to shower? Why? Why? Are you serious? Weren't you just saying on the phone how hospitals are full of germs? So if you've just come from there, aren't you carrying all those germs right back here? Margaret, that's too much. Nicole was in an accident and needed help. All you can think about is germs? She's not a stranger, she's my sister. And your in-law, too. Did I say otherwise? But who told her to get into an accident anyway? I'm not the bad guy here. Go wash up. I can already smell that hospital stench on you. I'll open a window. Where's Brandon when I need him? Are you still standing there? I'm going to go wash up now. But aren't you heading home soon, Margaret? Why? Are you eager for me to leave? No, it's just that it's already past dinner time, and it's getting pretty dark outside. I wouldn't want you to run into any trouble getting back. Don't worry about me. I know how to handle myself. Right, of course. You're always the health expert, after all. Excuse me. What was that? Oh, nothing. I'll go clean up. Mom, please. This really isn't right. Just give me the phone back, all right? You're crossing a line here. Can we stop this before it goes any further? Brandon, just stay quiet and let me handle this. I know exactly what I'm doing, and you don't need to be involved. Trust me. This is for your own good. What is that noise? What's going on out here? Mom, if Emily catches you, I'm going to be in so much trouble. I can't believe you're doing this. You know how she feels about her sister. Brandon, don't worry. I've got this under control. I'll make sure everything turns out fine. Hello? Is that Nicole? Are you listening? Good. You better remember every word I'm about to say. I take cleanliness and health seriously. You're not just Emily's sister. You're tied to my family, and I expect more. I don't appreciate my family running back and forth to the hospital. You're taking Emily away from her real responsibilities here. If you need care, maybe it's time you settled down. Emily should be here, looking after Brandon, not running off. He deserves a wife who puts him first. Emily's here to take care of her husband, not to be at your side all day. Having her running around like this, not even able to put a meal on the table for Brandon, is beyond unacceptable. Margaret, what on earth do you think you're doing with my phone?
I didn't mean for this to happen. Look, there's an explanation for this. Please, just let me explain.
Move, Brandon. I'm done with excuses. Are you seriously pushing Brandon right now? How dare you take my phone and call my sister? She's in the hospital, and you're harassing her with this nonsense? And what's all this talk about Brandon's dinner? None of this has anything to do with him. You have no right to interfere like this. What? Are you seriously taking that tone with me? You think it's okay to put your sister above your own husband? Right now, yes, I do. My sister is in the hospital, and her health and well-being are more important than whether or not Brandon eats dinner. He's perfectly capable of looking after himself for one night. Ouch!
Mom, are you out of your mind? What are you doing?
This is what happens when you disrespect your mother-in-law and your husband. You act like this family means nothing to you. You have no regard for us, and it shows. Well, it goes both ways. You clearly don't respect me or my family either, Margaret. If I had known you'd treat me and my family like this, I wouldn't have wasted so much time trying to be polite. From now on, I'm done playing this game. Don't expect me to keep up the pretense of being your perfect daughter-in-law. I won't pretend anymore. What did you just say? Are you really going to defy me?
Emily, wait. Where are you going?
Why on earth did you just slap Brandon? Margaret, you made the first move by attacking my family. If you ever come after anyone in my family again, I won't hold back. And Brandon, if you're not going to stand up for me, then you'll deal with the consequences just like she does.
You've got work tomorrow, right? Don't you think it's about time you head home?
Yeah, but I really don't want to go back. The minute I walk through the door, Brandon's going to tell his mom I'm home. And knowing her, she won't hesitate to show up at all hours, raising hell, even in the middle of the night.
She sounds intense. I mean, I got that impression when I first met her. But wow, she really has no chill, does she? I can only imagine how hard this must be for you.
Last night, I really just wanted to tell them all off and walk away. It's bad enough dealing with her, but seeing Brandon unable to stand up to his mom just makes it even worse.
That's so disappointing. He used to say he'd never let anyone make you cry. I remember him practically swearing up and down that he'd always put you first. And now look at him.
Exactly! I've been dealing with his mother's constant criticism for years, and I thought he'd eventually see how much it affected me. But it's like he doesn't even care. He just acts like it's none of his business. I don't understand how he can be so oblivious.
I don't know how you've managed to put up with all this. It sounds exhausting.
You know, when Margaret called you yesterday, you really should have just told her off. I mean, you had every right to give her a piece of your mind.
How could I? If I did that, it'd only come back to bite you. I didn't want to cause any more trouble for you.
Honestly, I'd rather deal with the fallout. At least then I'd have something to push back with. It feels like I'm just constantly on the receiving end, with nothing to defend myself.
But how are you even going to work tomorrow? You don't have any clothes with you. You're going to have to go home eventually, you know.
True, but part of me hopes she's not at the house today. I can't deal with her again so soon.
Oh, Margaret is calling me. Well, speak of the devil. Guess this woman just doesn't know when to quit. Hello?
Still lying around over there, I take it.
Why are you calling me?
The way you're talking to me, you must think you can just waltz back into Brandon's house anytime. Well, I'm calling to make sure you understand that, since you walked out, you're not welcome back.
Excuse me?
That house is in Brandon's name, Emily. I won't have you bringing your germs into his home. Don't come back until Nicole's fully recovered. And I mean it.
Does Brandon feel the same way?
Of course he does.
Fine. Then you can pass a message along to him for me. Starting today, I'm moving out. If he wants to make things right, he can come to me with you by his side and both of you can apologize.
What are you talking about?
I'll be by to get my things. But don't worry. I'll bring a hazmat suit if it makes you feel any better. And if you're still worried, feel free to disinfect the place once I'm gone.
I can't believe how disrespectful you are.
My mother always told me that showing respect to someone who acts like a child is a waste of time.
What did you just say?
I'm hanging up now. Make sure Brandon gets my message. Oh, you're here? What's going on? You're not at work today? I wasn't expecting to find you home.
Emily, we need to talk.
Don't. Just don't, Brandon. I can't take any more of your mom's nagging. I mean it. I'm at the point where I'm one word from her and I'll feel like my ears are going to start bleeding. I've heard enough, and I've had enough.
Please, just give me a second to explain. Can you listen for a moment?
I don't want to hear it. I've heard enough already.
Look, I didn't even know she called you yesterday, all right? She went behind my back and just made up her mind about this whole separation thing. It was her decision, not mine. I didn't find out until after it happened.
Then if it bothered you so much, you should have been telling her that, not coming to me. Complaining to me after the fact doesn't change anything, Brandon. You have to talk to her, not whine to me. What do you expect me to do? Do you think I'm going to jump in and take on your mom for you?
No, Emily, that's not it at all. It's just that this got out of control so fast. I didn't even get a chance to intervene. I'm sorry it went this far, and I hate that you're caught up in the middle of it. I promise I'll put my foot down this time. I'm ready to talk to her, and I'll tell her exactly how things need to be. I'll stand up for us.
I'll bet you won't be able to stand up to her. Not a chance.
What? Are you serious?
I'm leaving.
Emily, are you really going to walk out like this?
I told you already. If you want me to stay, then get your mom to apologize. Until then, I'm not coming back. I need a real change, Brandon. When you're both ready to do what's right, then call me. I'll be waiting. What is it?
Hey, how's everything going? Are you doing all right?
Brandon, you just called a few days ago.
Oh, right, I guess I did. Anyway, how's Nicole? Has she been discharged from the hospital?
Yeah, she's out now.
So you're staying at your parents' place then?
Yes, I am. But why? If you're just going to ask the same things you asked last time, maybe you should just get to the point. What do you need?
Well, actually, there's been a bit of an issue at home.
What kind of issue?
It's Mom. She's sick.
She's sick?
The woman who's always talking about health.
That's a surprise.
Right? I was shocked too. I always thought if anyone got sick, it'd be Dad. But hearing about Mom really threw me.
What's wrong with her?
Her appendix burst.
So it's appendicitis? Well, that's not exactly life-threatening, Brandon.
It's more serious than you think. She almost died, Emily. I'm not kidding. We all thought she was a goner. Even Dad teared up. It felt like our family was falling apart. You probably felt that way because you didn't know what it was at first. But once you found out it was just appendicitis, did you still think it was that bad?
Well, I guess once we knew it was a relief. But it was terrifying at first.
Exactly. It's nothing to worry about now, so I'll hang up.
Wait, hold on.
What now?
Mom actually asked for you. She wanted me to call you and ask you to come over.
Is she ready to apologize?
Well, the thing is, since she's sick, Dad and I have been trying to take care of her. But, there's only so much two guys can do. We're not really cut out for this kind of thing.
So?
I just think that, since you're her daughter-in-law, you'd be better suited to looking after her. You're more detailed and thorough when it comes to things like this.
So that's what this is about? You want me to play nursemaid now?
Please, Emily. Mom's been saying that it feels wrong for the men of the house to be handling her care. She's even made a fuss about it, saying it's embarrassing.
Sounds like your mom is regressing. You'd better get used to it, Brandon. You're going to be dealing with her for the rest of her life. If you can't handle this, what are you going to do when things get tougher?
Emily, can't you just step in and help us out a bit here? I mean, it's a lot to handle, and I could really use some support.
Sorry, but I really can't. I'm actually sick with a cold, and you know how your mom is when it comes to germs. Just tell her I'm practically a walking virus right now. I'm sure she'll back off when she hears that. She's the last person who'd want me around with even a hint of germs.
It's not just about Mom, though. Honestly, I feel uncomfortable too. I know she's my mom, but at the end of the day, it's still a little awkward. It's like, no matter how close we are, there's just some things that would be easier if you were here. Having a woman around would just make this a lot simpler.
Brandon, are you trying to push me toward filing for a divorce?
What? No, of course not. Where is this even coming from? I'm just asking for a little help.
Then seriously, stop bothering me about it. I've told you repeatedly, and I don't know how many times I need to say it. I am not going to help with your mom's care. I'm at my limit, and I won't budge. If you need someone that badly, why don't you just hire a professional caregiver? Just pay someone to deal with it.
Emily!
I'm done. Don't ever call me about this again. I'm not changing my mind. Hello?
Why haven't you shown up yet?
Shown up where?
Where? Are you serious? Didn't you hear that I'm in the hospital?
Oh, I heard.
Then why aren't you here? As my daughter-in-law, it's your duty to come and take care of me.
You really haven't heard, have you? I'm absolutely crawling with germs right now. There's no way I'd bring them into your hospital room.
Nice excuse. You're just making things up because you don't want to come.
Funny, I could say the same about you. You're just making up reasons to get me to do all the work for you.
How dare you speak to me like that? I'm supposed to be resting right now, not arguing with you.
Then maybe you should hang up. I'm pretty sure talking to me will only keep you feeling anything but rested.
What did you just say? I'm giving you one last chance to come here. This is your final opportunity.
Why are you taking this out on me? And I don't need your last chance. I'm not interested.
What? Are you seriously going to ignore me when I'm trying to be nice?
I'm actually worried that if I show up, you'll just blame me for anything that goes wrong. I mean, if Brandon can't handle it, that might be a sign he needs to step up. It'd give him a workout, too.
Ugh! This girl is unbelievable!
Yes, what now?
Emily, listen. I'm calling because I surrender.
Excuse me?
All right, I admit it. I was wrong. You told me if I apologized, you'd consider helping.
I did say that, yes.
So, here I am apologizing. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have acted that way.
especially as someone who's supposed to set an example. I let my emotions get the best of me. I suppose it was silly, but I was upset you didn't want to go hiking with me, and I took it out on you.
Well, when you're out of the hospital, maybe you can apologize again. It's hard to tell what kind of face you're making over the phone, and an apology only means something if I can see the sincerity in your eyes.
I'm telling you I'm sorry. Isn't that enough?
I hear you, but I'm going to treat this as a preview. If you're really serious, you'll apologize again later, and I'll decide then if it's real.
What?
And by the way, Margaret, there was something I meant to tell you the other day, but I completely forgot to mention it. You kept talking about needing help with caregiving, right?
Yeah? So what are you saying? Are you finally going to come over?
Me? No, I'm way too tired for that. I wouldn't come even if I had all the time in the world.
Excuse me.
I just wanted to let you know that for something like appendicitis, you really don't need a full-time caregiver.
Are you joking? Appendicitis absolutely needs caregiving. I'm in so much pain I can barely stand. You think you're above this? Get over here now. I can only overlook your attitude for so long.
And I have my limits when it comes to overlooking you too, Margaret.
What are you saying to me right now?
Just that you probably want to get out of that germ-infested hospital as quickly as possible, right? So instead of wasting your time calling me to nag, maybe you should take a walk and, I don't know, let out some of that air. You know, passing gas will actually help you recover faster.
How dare you!
I can't believe how satisfying it is to finally say what I want. For years, I bent over backwards to appease Margaret, hiding my true feelings and playing the role of the good daughter-in-law. But all that time, I was letting myself get infected by the worst kind of germs. Those of resentment and frustration. You know, sometimes being overly nice is what really makes us sick. Let's stop letting ourselves rot from the inside by holding it all in. I'd rather deal with a bit of backlash now than let it turn into something worse. In the end, it's our health and peace of mind that matter most.
So, Emily.
What is it now?
I heard you got a massage chair at your place.
Yeah, that's right.
They say it's really comfortable and works wonders.
It does. I've tried it, and it's pretty great, I'll admit.
Well, I've only ever tried them out for a few minutes at those booths they have in stores. I've never had a proper experience with one, so I've been wondering.
Wondering what?
Oh, you know, I thought maybe I could try it out.
Then go to the store.
No, I mean, listen, you're not really getting my point here. I was hoping you'd bring it over so I can use it at my place.
Nicole bought that massage chair for me to say thanks. Even though I was busy with work, I still took time to go back and forth to the hospital to care for her. So why should you get to take it?
Oh, come on. You're young. What do you even need a massage chair for? If you really want to use it, you can come over to my place whenever you want. I'll let you do that much.
You know, it's funny how you treated Nicole like some kind of walking disease and complained about her being single. But now you're eyeing her gift to me? Sorry, but I have no intention of sharing it with you. Why don't you stick to the hiking trails you love so much?
You know, I'm being polite here.
Polite? When have you ever been polite to me? Honestly, if you want someone to buy you a massage chair or take you hiking, why not ask Brandon? If he just cut down on his drinking and junk food, he could probably afford one for you pretty easily. And by the way, Nicole didn't just get me a massage chair. She also bought me a hot tub for complete relaxation. I'll be focusing on my own health, thanks. And don't worry about those hospital germs, since I won't be near your house if anyone gets sick. That's your concern, not mine.
Unbelievable! A family member gets sick, and you're just going to bring up germs to avoid helping out!
This is so relaxing. What was that? It's hard to hear over all of this
comfort. Ugh, you're impossible. I'm hanging up. That massage chair must be so luxurious and expensive. How can I get her to bring it over here?
Oh, Margaret, you're still on the line. Do you really want this chair that much?
Oh, no, never mind. Forget it.
Ah, this is perfect. Just what I needed. That's it for today's story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. See you in the next video!